Today I'm making ginger cider in my buckets, which means that technically they're 2-gallon buckets, but they only hold about a gallon and a half or a little more than a gallon and a half of apple juice in them, especially when I do cider or do ginger in them. So right now I'm starting out with 12 ounces of ginger in each bucket, and from here I will add in cider and at least a pound, if not 2 pounds of honey per bucket. So I finished getting everything into the my two buckets. They are now full, or they have put SO4. I took a packet, split it between the two of them. There is 2 cups of honey in each of these. I use the Fletcher's Local Southeast honey for these. So we'll see how this works. Current temperature down here is only 54 degrees, though the humidity is really high right now, but we'll see what it does and how these come out. It may take a little bit longer, but that may actually be good, and that I won't have them go gangbusters right away. But the heating pad is underneath them, so we will see how this works.
Brewer's Log, March 5th, 2024. So tonight I finally racked the 2 buckets of ginger cider that I had sitting on here since June 29th, so a little over a month. I figured they were, at this point, I hadn't seen any motion out of them, so I figured they were as far done as they were going to get. So I decided I was going to get them racked and see exactly where they were at. They're a little cloudy for what I like, but that may just be that the way I did them this time. I need to go back and look at the video and see where I was at when I started them. So the one thing I did notice is that I went through and did my measurement on it, and it's definitely down at the bottom. I believe that may be a 1000. So I think this is a 17, maybe a 18 when it started, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at the videos. So I tasted it. It tastes all right. It doesn't taste like it's completely dry, but that may just be the ginger that is giving it a little more characteristic of that it has some sweetness to it. But so far, it seems to be okay. So I'm going to let these sit in the jugs for a couple days and see if they take off again. But based on the measurement, I don't think there's any sugar left to really take off in these. So the only thing it would be doing at this point is probably clearing. So we'll see where it goes from there. That's what Brewer's Log, March 13th, 2024. So tonight I final bottled the 3 gallons of ginger cider that I started at January 29th and bought or racked on March 5th. So it's been a little over a week since I racked them, since they all came out as being 0.995 is what I think that it finally decided was where they were at. That meant they were all out of sugar at this point. So the 1 gallon, I did put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. So that is the ones over here that say HGC. So I have 2 1 liter bottles of that is slightly carbonated, and then I have 3 of the 16-ounce bottles that are slightly carbonated. The 8 bottles over here was the one of the other gallons that once I bottled it, I put in a teaspoon of priming sugar. So I'm going to let them sit out for at least a week before I do anything with them so that they can try to carbonate up a little more, or carbonate, where I'm letting these sit out in the heat so that they can carbonate. One of these bottles will go into the fridge tomorrow night so that I can take it to the KC Brewmeisters on Friday, because it is definitely, with it being as dry as it is, it's much better cold. A little bit of carbonation definitely changes the texture and the flavor of it. I don't know if it's a flavor, but it's different having a little bit of carbonation versus not. But that's more of a preference on that. So we'll see if getting a little more carbonation helps it or not. But I plan on taking 1 bottle that is with the slightly carbonated and 1 bottle that is completely still with me on Friday. The other So there's two-liter bottles of the non-carbonated already in the fridge, cold crashing. So I plan on taking the other or two 1-liter bottles that I don't take to KC Brewmeisters. I plan on taking that to work and for one of our Thursday afternoon and get-togethers and let some of my coworkers try it and see what they think of it. So, and there's also 3 of the 16-ounce bottles of the non-carbonated that are already in the fridge cold crashing. So I got at least a little bit done tonight, and hopefully I'll be able to get more started and get more done from here. But I wanted to try to get this done before the KC Beer Monsters is on Friday, so I could take something with me since it's been a while since I've been able to make it there. So that's what I got done tonight. So we'll see you later.